Today, I am sharing an inspection story that had a deal-breaking issue for my client. Stay tuned and find out how this one issue could cost thousands in repair. Hi everybody, it's Deb from Deb's RV Services and welcome to today's video. I'm a certified inspector and a registered technician, and I have an inspection story for you. This is one of those deals where you think everything is roses and it's going really good, and then all of a sudden you just get slammed with despair. And I feel it. I feel it too for my clients sometimes, because I will look at an RV and I will get a sense of it when I look at the exterior and then I look at the interior. Sometimes I get a sense that it seems good or it seems really bad. And in this case, it seemed good. So this is a 2007 Jayco Seneca, and I love the older model Jayco. I love that it really had that good look and feel. It was sturdy. It was made well. The exterior looked really good. I went on the roof and I started doing my inspection there, and it looked like somebody ran out of sealant or only had one bottle of caulking, so they decided to go really thin around the existing cracks because they missed a lot of spots. And the line was so thin that it didn't even cover all the spots. So that was going to need to be redone. And that is something that I would want. That is a major issue to get sealant done, but it's not major deal breaker. If there are huge gaps and then there's signs of water intrusion or softness, that's one thing. But getting the roof resealed can be done, and it's something that would go on my report and that could be handled by my client or the dealership or the prior owner, however they handle it. So I went ahead and looked at some other things on the outside, and I had an awning that wasn't, it was getting hung up while I was extracting it, so that would need to be worked on. Normal RV issue. I had a cargo area that had a shock that wasn't holding up the cargo, so that would be an issue. So there were some minor things going on around the exterior. And then when I looked in the interior, gorgeous interior. It looked like it was well kept. The flooring, the furniture, everything looked good. I could picture myself living in something like that. I pictured, setting up my office and having just redecorating it. And I like the older motorhomes, especially if they're very well made and they were well taken care of. It really, really do like them a lot, if you can't tell. So I looked around and I did see things. There were shades that weren't working correctly, and there was a little water leak under the sink. So the main sink area had just a little tiny water leak in it. So I just noted that in my report. It wasn't like a super active leak. It was just drips. So sometimes it's just the plumbing needs to be tightened. Well, anyway, the big deal came when I ran the slides. I check the slides thoroughly. I do a lot of things when it comes to inspections for slides. I'm not only watching it run in and out, I'm looking on the roof. I'm looking at all the seals around the slide to make sure that they are correct. Now, these seals, some of them, they were showing signs of age. There was debris, and sometimes cleaning them can help, because if they don't extract as they should, they need to be cleaned or replaced. If they show signs of cracking and as age goes on, you need to replace them. So I look at all that, but I also look underneath. And in this case, the main big slide on the passenger slide, when I looked underneath, everything looked really good until I got all the way to the end. This was the left side of the slide, and I saw rot. I was like deflated at that point for my client, because I thought I was going to be able to give him a report that would show some minor things that he could work out with the dealership. That, with the 2007, you're going to find things, definitely. But I was really disappointed to see the rot. So when I looked under there and I used my moisture meter, it didn't show active water in there, but we are in Arizona. It's very dry here. So it could have been that there was a prior leak and it dried out, but it still ruined the wood. So that rotted wood, I could see the rot, I could see the fraying of the wood, I could see the thickness of it, and I could see a little bit of softness under there. So to me, it It went all the way. It was right on the opposite end of the kitchen sink. So it all made sense to me. There was probably a prior leak at the kitchen sink. It ran down, it ran under the slide. I mean, it could be, or it could have been the slide itself. I don't know. I just like kind of guessed there, but when it's opposite side of an area with water, it leads me to believe that that is what caused the water damage. So I couldn't see how far under it went. And when I went inside, I tried to use my flashlight and really look on the interior underneath the sink, but I couldn't tell with a lot of the stuff that was there and in the way. And there was a lot of dust, a lot of debris in there. So I really couldn't see clearly. So what I would do in that case, because there is rot. So either way, this has to be looked at, investigated, and torn apart by a tech to know the actual amount of damage that is there and how far it goes. So I noted that in my report, but I also, for my client, I contacted some technicians just to find out roughly, hey, how much is this guy going to have to pay if he needed to replace the whole slide floor for that main slide? And I got an estimated average of $5,000 to $10,000. It could be more or less. It really depends because they have to take apart they have to remove that flooring, they have to dig into it and find out how far it goes. If it goes all the way into under the sink area too, and they have to remove some of that flooring, it's all additional costs. It's all about the cost of the products and the labor cost. And replacing whole slide floors, it can be very expensive. So to break that news to my client, it was really unfortunate because he was excited. I felt really excited when I saw this RV and I thought that it looked really good. It looked like a well-kept RV. And then I saw the rotted slide. So when I told my client about that, and then I discussed with him the average amount of what it might cost to replace, and I told him he could even contact some technicians in his area, sending him the photos, sending him video, getting an idea, but he went ahead and walked away from that. It's too risky. You don't know what you don't know. And if there is something that is a giant, big, major red flag, and you don't really know the cost of what that repair will be until you dig into it, you have to be prepared to have that kind of money set away for that repair. And if you want to get an RV that's older and you're on a budget and you're trying to get into something and the price is right for you, but you don't want to spend the extra money you don't want to spend another $10,000 to put into it, there's no sense in getting it because that's not the only thing that you're going to have to repair. Because down the road, getting an older motorhome, there is always a repair. There's always something. I deal with mine all the time. In general, it is well kept. And if a well-maintained, well-kept RV, if you find one, they're a diamond in the rough, you get it. But know that you're still going to always put work into your RV. There's always going to be money needed for that. So doing this inspection was super crucial for this. I was the eyes for him what he couldn't see. I had the trained eye to look for the things that he may not have seen had he gone out and looked at that RV. A lot of average people aren't going out and they're not going underneath the slide and looking around with a flashlight. They don't know to do that. You know now, but a lot of people don't know. So I am that person that goes out, I do the inspection for you, and there's tons of us out there, so please hire an inspector if you're going to get a new or used RV. So what do you think? Would you have purchased this RV? Let me know in the comments below. So I wanted to also bring up that I have some other services that I'm offering you. I have my regular inspections. If you want to hire me for an inspection, all you need to do is go to my website and fill out the contact form. That's at debsrvservices.net. That's all you need to do, and then we talk over the phone. We can talk via email, but I get that contact form, and then I can help you book an appointment to do the inspection. And right now I'm in Arizona, and if you're in another state, you can go to the nrva.org I'm sorry, nrvia.org, and you can find an inspector local to you. I'm offering some additional services right now, and there are 3 different types. So this is not for hiring me as an inspector. If you're doing that, you're going to my website and you're filling out the contact form. But these other services, because I have had one-on-one meetings with people via the phone. And what I tell them to do is just fill out or send me a list of their questions, and then I can help answer them. But what I did was I broke out where you can book these meetings with me. It's either a 30-minute, or 60-minute. Then there's this deluxe type, along with a inspection walkthrough that you do that I review. So let me explain each one. 30 minutes is just if you have a few questions and you would like me to answer them for you, send me your questions prior to the meeting, and then I'll have the answers ready for you, and we can talk on the phone or we can talk via Google Meet. 60-minute is kind of the same thing, but you have longer questions, more questions. You want to have a full 60-minute conversation with me. I offer that. Then I offer more of a deluxe where it is a 1-hour talk with me. Then I do 1 hour of research and then a free 30-minute feedback type of conversation on the phone. This is where I'm helping you pick out an RV. So if you tell me your needs, your wants, what you have, and when we have our discussion, I'm going to go find I'm going to pick out 3 RVs, and I am going to send them to you, and those will be my recommendations for you based on your needs. And then we will have a 30-minute follow-up call. The other type of service is the walkthrough consultation kind of coaching. That is a 60-minute service. And that one is for the person that wants to DIY, go do their own inspection based on a checklist or one of my videos or however you got your information. You go through the RV, you take pictures and video, and you send me those, and then I spend that time with you going through the pictures and video and giving you my feedback on if I feel that any of these things are red flags. I can help you with making that decision since you may not be as trained and you need a little bit more assistance after you do your own inspection. So those are the additional services I'm offering. If they confuse you, go look at the site where I offer the bookings. Tell me if it makes sense to you because this is new for me and I'm trying to make it extremely clear, and I want to make sure that you understand the services that I'm offering. So I would appreciate your feedback, and I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great rest of your week.